Good morning. Goodness, I'm going to get some water. Good morning. Or good afternoon if you're on the East Coast. Welcome to Live with Lisa. I'm Lisa Brown with Ink and Inspirations. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you're watching the live, or thank you if you're watching the replay. I appreciate it. I am excited to share with you today. I'm going to be using some of our beautiful celebration papers that you can earn for free, and they are absolutely gorgeous. So I hope you'll enjoy. I hope not to make it too much of a comedy hour like last week. So last week, if you watched, I had everything so prepared, or I thought I did, and just everything lined out where I could find it. And I mean, all of the oopsies were happening, and it was really funny. But so this week, I just kind of did it like I usually do. And if I have to go find something, I'll get up and go. But anyway, we're going to get started here. Welcome, welcome. If you will say hello and where you're watching from, I'd love to see you. We're also see where you're from. We're also going to do new to me watercoloring technique, no line watercoloring, and with the special little tool that is super easy and I think you will enjoy doing. And so we're going to get started here. I'm just going to give it another minute or so. And while you're here, I have my host code for the month on my desk there where you can see it. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to serve you. And if you need a catalog, just come on and send me your information and I'll get one to you. So hello, hello. Good morning. Okay, I am going to go ahead and get started. First of all, I'm going to remind you that it is celebration. And if you're new to Stampin' Up! And not sure what celebration is, it's a promotional time of the year. We have it once a year, and you can earn free product from a special brochure. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. From a special brochure with each $50 purchase. Okay, so I'm going to get my catalog while I'm at it. So here's my mini catalog. But here's the brochure. And so today I'm going to be working with, look at these cute stamp sets. This beautiful paper, and I'm sure you've seen it if you've been online at all, but I'm going to do something with the stamp set that's in the mini catalog that coordinates with it. Let me find that really quick. It's called Dainty Flowers, and we're going to do no line watercoloring. So thanks for tuning in, Nikki and Pam. I'm going to look for it here real quick. But anyway, on the papers, these are just some beautiful florals. They are different in that, some of the patterns can be cut into equal sections that you can use on the front of a card. And I'm going to show you, I think I've given away all the ones I made with the ovals, and I'm going to show you the paper in just a minute. Let me find this stamp set though. This is on page 55. So anyway, it's just gorgeous. So pretty, and I couldn't wait to show you. So I'm using this stamp set today on page 55 of the mini catalog, and it's the Dainty Delight stamp set. And I'm not using the dies. I don't have the dies. I'm just using the stamps, and I'll show you a couple of other samples that I've made with this set, okay? All right, I'm going to go ahead and go to full screen on my desktop. There we go. So, also during celebration, I wanted to tell you that I have my own special where if you purchase $100 in product or more on a single order, I will send you a gift certificate worth $10 off your order in March of 2023. Okay, I've already sent quite a few of these out, and I have more to send. There's no limit to how many you can earn. You just can't combine your orders to equal 100. It has to be $100 on a single order. If you have any questions about that, just let me know. All righty. So let me start by showing you the papers that we're going to use part of in the first one. We have this beautiful, this is called Dainty Flowers Designer Series paper, and you can earn it free with a $50 purchase. And here's the back side. I believe that's Blushing Bride. Then you have this freesia print. It's got that light freesia background. I don't know if you can tell there, with those beautiful rich raspberry flowers. Here's one done in greens. I think this would make a great masculine card with this print. And let's see. Oh, I forgot to show you the back of that. Look at that beautiful starry sky print. And then let's see. On the back, we have this fresh freesia dot. Okay. Then here is another all over print. You can see how it's similar to these flowers, but this is a bigger design, bigger flowers, okay? And just so pretty. Gosh, love that on a card front. And look at this watercolor splatter piece. Isn't that gorgeous? So pretty. I haven't decided. It's hard to know which side of the paper to cut up. Okay, so look at this. And I'm probably going to do a short video on this sometime in soon. But, you know, you can cut it across equally. And each one of these makes a great card front. And then I'm going to show you a card that I've made with just this panel here. Okay. And then the back is another beautiful watercolor splatter. Gosh, that's gorgeous. And then we have this one that can also be cut in half and then trimmed down, cut at 4 inches and 8 inches to use these on a card front. Okay, beautiful. And then we have this mossy meadow background, which I'll be using some of this today. Okay, let me get started. Let's see, I'm going to put this paper over here and get started with our card. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get the base ready before we do our technique. So this is one of the most simple fun folds. It's a piece of mossy meadow cut at 5.5 by 8.5, and we're going to fold it in half. And I like to match those corners and give it a good crease with a bone folder. Okay, now card front, we're going to take that and fold it back. You don't have to score because we're going with the grain, quote unquote, of the paper, and it will just fold smoothly. So fold it in half, match those two corners over there, and that's our super easy fun fold there. Okay. All right, so now let's get our pieces of designer paper on. So all three of these pieces measure 2 by 5 3/8, and I've got a piece of basic white that's for the inside. Good morning, Susan. I hope you're staying warm. Okay, so, and then 2 pieces of the designer paper. I wanted this print, remember that was that big print that I showed you last, is going to go on the outside. And then this one with the all over flowers, the smaller version, is going to go right there. So let me go ahead and put those on. Yeah, it was pretty chilly here this morning. I mean, for Southeast Texas. Jackie and I had to go to the appraisal district because most of you know that we purchased, my dad passed away last summer, and we purchased this house and that he was living in, which is also my childhood home. So very special to me. It's kind of like told Jackie, I've said I've come full circle. Anyway, we had to go and you know, do the whole tax thing. And then she goes, you know, you need to get your address on your driver's license changed. I said, oh my goodness, my address from my childhood. And so I have to do that today. But just taking care of all that kind of business. while we're here. Okay, I'm going to move this a little bit. Come up with this. There we go. Okay, so you see how that works? You've got a 2-panel on the front, and then we're going to go on the inside here with our basic white. And I've been leaving a lot of the inside of my cars blank until I know how I'm going to use them. And then I can either find the appropriate sentiment or just write my sentiment on the inside. I have just found that so much easier. How many of you like have a stack of cards and you need a birthday card and all you can find is thank you or happy anniversary? Does that happen to anybody else? And it's like, oh my goodness. And then you try to carefully get the sentiment off to change it. And it's like, oops. Anyway, that happens to me quite a bit. So I thought I'm just going to just do a generic, something that I could use for almost anything. And then we'll go from there. Okay, so we've got all of this ready. Okay, and so I'm going to set that aside and get my little Post-its out of the way. And now I am going to show you, I have a piece of our watercolor paper. Yes, Cindy, that works better for me. Okay, this is 2 by 3 3/8. And it's our fluid 100 watercolor paper. And with this, good morning, Vicki. Oh, I forgot to send you a reminder, Vicki. I'm glad you found me. Yes, sentiments later, Nikki, for sure. So with this one, I'm not really using water. I'm using something else, but it's a heavier weight and very absorbent, and it gives that beautiful watercolor look. Okay, so that's what I'm starting with, 2 by 3 3/8. And for no line watercolor, there's kind of a trick to it because I'm definitely not a painting artist. I'm going to use Sahara sand. It's a light neutral. It shows up enough on your watercolor paper to so you can see the image to color it, but yet once you're finished, you don't notice that it's there. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm not happy with how my camera is. Y'all excuse me for a second. Let's see if I can get that a little better. I think it slowly comes down. Okay, sorry about that jiggling around. Okay, now I have this stamp from the stamp set, which is this one in the center here, okay, Dainty Delight. And I'm going to ink it up with Sahara sand. Okay, and I'm going to center this, and then I'm going to just center it and stamp. Okay, so see, you can see that. And it looks kind of dark there, but once we get through with it, you're not going to even be able to notice that inked up look. Now, to watercolor, I'm actually going to use my Wink of Stella glitter brush, okay? Make it extra fancy. Okay, and what I did is you can take any non-porous plastic. You can use a stamp case for this, but I made myself a palette. I used my largest clear block, and all of this ink I did yesterday, and I thought I'm going to leave it and see if it still works tomorrow. I put it on the top shelf in my craft room where Mia couldn't get to it, and I wouldn't accidentally reach up there and grab it. But this ink is still wet, okay? And for what I need it for, I think it's going to work. If I wanted to re-wet it, if I'm saving it to do for other projects, I could take a spritzer tool and wet it a little bit. Okay, so this is really an experiment for me to try doing this. But what I did, and I did my way too much Mossy Meadow. I just got over enthusiastic. But let me show you with my fresh freesia. I just have a little bit there. And I don't even know that I'm using it on this card, but I want to show you how I did it. I just took my ink pad and I tapped it, and that gives you a little bit of ink there, and it's like your palette. Okay, so you can see my different colors here. All right, this is razzleberry, rich razzleberry, mossy meadow, crushed curry, Fresh Freesia, and Starry Sky. Okay. Today I'm using mainly the Mossy Meadow, the Razzleberry, and the Crushed Curry. Okay. And I might do some other cards later on with that. So here I have my Wink of Stella glitter brush. Okay. So my first tip is go ahead and, when you get a new one, there is a black ring right here. Okay. That's to protect it during shipping so that it doesn't leak. You take this off, you slip off that black ring, and then you screw this back on, and then your Wink of Stella glitter brush is ready to go. It says that in the directions, but if you're like me, sometimes I just open the package and, what do I do? Okay, so now you have to squeeze this. It says push right there, and I'm going to shake it up a little bit to get the glitter to come down. Now I'm going to use, this is where I had it yesterday, but you see there's a little green in there. So I'm going to make a little pool, and this is so I don't get too much on my project right there. Okay, that's excess. That's a lot, but you don't want all of that going on here. Okay, so I'm going to kind of just brush it off a little bit and just get a little bit, and then I'm going to start watercoloring. Okay, so I'm going to take, let's see, what I'm going to start with. Now, again, I haven't spritzed this, so we're going to see how it works. Okay. All right, so I'm going to pick up a little bit of this Mossy Meadow, and I'm going to start, oh, I got ink on my hand. I'm going to start doing the stems here. I see fuzz on this, so you want to get that off. A rag over here. Okay, so I'm going to start right here at the leaf, and you want to do this with a very light hand. Okay, I can't even feel the brushing on my paper. I'm doing it so light. I'm using the tip. Now, Mia loves her sparkly pen, as she calls the Wink of Stella. And so hers is a little fanned out a little bit. But, oh, okay, it's leaking there. So what am I going to do here? Brush that off. I'm going to pick that up. See, this is probably not a good idea to have used a new one. Let me get a tissue. Probably should have used I'm going to soak that up. Okay, and I'm trying not to squeeze my glitter brush, the Wink of Stella, while I'm doing it. But since it's new, this is what happens sometimes. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm going to keep this tissue here and brush it off each time, okay, just to be safe. And then I'm going to come on down with it. Okay. Try not to hold it too far down. I can see that the glitter coming down into the reservoir there that holds it to feed it into the brush. So, but you see how it's covering up the branch, the ink. You can't even see it. And don't, oh, there, did it again. I might get Mia's old one and see if I can make it work. Soak that up. Okay, let me see. I'm going to see if I can use Mia's. I mean, look at it. Can you see it? But it might work better because it's not as juicy. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to dip it in some of the pool that I have on here of the glitter. I'm not going to squeeze it. And let's go. Let's try it again. I think I can still do it if I use a very tip. Yeah, it's a little thicker than I'd like because of how she's painted with it, but it's going to work better than having a glob. So my suggestion is if you have an older one that's not going to be just wanting to run on out. And I don't think I was squeezing it. Okay, I'll turn this light out because it's blinding me. Hopefully I can still see that. I've got my window open. Is that better? With or without that light? Do you like this or without? It's better for me with. It's kind of blinding me, but if it's better for you without, I can turn it off. Okay, so now I'm just outlining the leaves. And this takes a little while, but it's fun. It's relaxing. Yeah, Pam, you need to try it. Try it without a new one, though. One that has a mind of its own. But I used this one yesterday when I was making my sample. And on the other ones I did. Okay, sometimes I come out a little longer on the tip of the leaf, just to give it a little bit of accent there, just to make it, a little more artsy. And if the color varies, all the better. It just makes it look very natural. Okay. So the leaves are probably the most intricate part. And so I'm just barely touching the watercolor paper with my Wink of Stella. Okay, let me see. This is a leaf down here too. So I'm outlining it basically to start with. And then the easier part is going back and filling in. So I see I'm coming around on this leaf, and then I came out with a little point more than was on the stamped image. Okay, let's tip in there. Let's see where else. Right here. There's a little leaf right there. And a little. It's like I'm holding my breath while I'm doing this. Like, okay, breathe, Lisa. It's okay. Okay, let's see right here. Here's another leaf. And another one. Let me get some more ink. So you can see, okay? And as it dries, it's really, really pretty. Okay, I'm going to go back and fill in now. And you really can just pull in from the outline, because the thing with this is it does take a little while to dry, especially if you're heavy on the glitter, the liquid glitter from the glitter brush. So I didn't mean this to be a long video, but it looks like it's going to be a little longer than I thought. That's okay. We're having fun, hanging out. Okay. Let's see. Like a little more green down there. And then right here. Okay. So I realize it's probably hard to see the glitter, but you can see it when I do that. Okay. I may see something else that I need to do, but I can come back to it. Oh, I didn't do this. A little stem to that bud. Okay. I think it's good on the green. Okay, so now I'm going to clean off the tip of the glitter brush, and then I'm going to do my razzleberry flowers. So again, I have this little pool of Wink of Stella glitter liquid, and I'm going to dip it in the rich razzleberry ink, and then I'm going to try to outline a little bit. It's definitely easier with this pen that's not as juicy. Okay, definitely notice that. And on this, the thing with the Wink of Stella, it and such a small image, I mean, and that's why I wanted to do it with this, is that there's not really a lot of, like shading is a little more difficult if you like to shade. I just think it's pretty with the glittery color on these flowers. And this is a great stamp set to try this with. Because it's small, it's easy. You would think, oh, smaller would be harder, but the it doesn't take long to fill in with color. And you can see I don't have to re-dip every time. It's just, it stays on the tip of the brush. Okay. Okay. It's going to start moving a little quicker now. Now, I will say that it takes a little while to dry. Okay. I mean, Wink of Stella normally dries quickly, but with this, because we're painting with it and with the ink, and it's kind of pooled depending on how much of the glitter liquid you're using. You want to be sure it's good and dry. Okay. But how fun and relaxing this is, y'all. I can't tell you. It's just so much fun. All right. So now I'm going to do crushed curry. See how the flowers went quick. Thank you, Pam. Okay. All right. So now, let me pull this up. Thank you, Nikki. Now I'm getting some of the, right here, the crushed curry that's in this corner here. I almost did a big boo-boo, didn't I? All right. Got that. I'm going to pick some more up. Let's see. Is that the only one that has the center? I think I filled it in over here, but I'm going to go over top just with a little bit of yellow because that should have had a center in it, but I got. Okay. All right. So there we have that. Okay. And so, let me get, is it focusing on it? I know you can't see the glimmer. All right. Let me put my pen up and put my palette aside. I think I'm going to move it completely out of the way. Back on that top shelf. Okay. Now, I'm going to let this one dry, and I have one that I did yesterday. Okay, so here's this one. It's a little darker, and it looks like on the leaves, I didn't use as much glimmer, but no, there it is. It's glimmering. Okay, so I wanted a backing for this, so I went through my dies, and of course, this tried and true scalloped contour dies. I use this one from right here, and I'm going to see if I can not shake the camera too much when I die cut it for you. So I'm bringing in this pretty boho blue Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine that is now being offered with the starter kit, or if you're a demonstrator, you can order one. And it's in one of a sneak peek of one of our new colors, I think, coming next year. So I'm going to go ahead and make my sandwich, okay? And let me see if I can get this going. I might have to stand up, so excuse the shaking if it shakes the camera a bit. My camera mount is like a clamp on, not a stand, so here we go. Okay. Here we go. So again, this is in Mossy Meadow. And I'll put this die up so I don't lose it. And it's going to make a perfect little backing. Get this straight. Thank you, Cindy. All right, so this is going to go here. Okay, right there. And so let's go, again, this is the one that's already dry. So let me go ahead and put some liquid glue. And then I centered that. I kind of measured the distance between the faux stitching here to get the size for this, okay? This piece of watercolor paper. All right, so now let's bring our card back in. I'm going to make sure my hands are clean. Looks like I got some glitter right there, but that's okay. All right, here we go. This is going to go right here. So I'm just going to glue this left-hand side behind there so that it goes over that and overlaps this panel. So let's go ahead and put some glue. I can't get over how much that new Wink of Stella was just so enthusiastic about coming out there. Okay, so I'm going to try to center that a bit. Let me give it a good press. And so for the sentiment, I decided to use this Celebrate You, because it could be a birthday, it could be congratulations, it could be, you know, almost anything that a celebration is called for. And so what I'm going to do here is I had this strip of paper left over after I cut these panels down, okay? And so I'm using that to stamp on. So I'm going to get Mossy Meadow ink and ink that up. And just stamp it right here. Okay, I'm going to let that dry a little bit. And I am going to fussy cut that out. I'm going to try to use this scrap here in a minute. Let me get my paper snips. And I'm just cutting around the sentiment using curvy lines. I tried punching, I tried die cutting the sentiment, and I didn't like the look. It was too big. And so I decided to do this. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to glue that down on a scrap piece of Mossy Meadow. And then I'm going to follow that cut and cut around it, leaving about, what is that, 1/8 of an inch all the way around. So if you're just joining us, welcome. Glad to have you here. I am working with some of the new celebration papers, and we just did a no-line watercoloring technique with Wink of Stella for a glittery finish. Okay, so now see how I've got that? And then that is just going to go right here. And I'm going to put a little glue over here on this side because I want it to overlap the scallop a bit. Just like that. And I thought even though it's snowing in many parts of the country, I'm going to use some butterflies. These brushed brass butterflies. Say that real fast. And let's see how I want to do this. That's one of the larger ones. And then there. And another little one right here. Okay, let me get you the first one I made. there's our first card. It's a fun fold, but it's a fun technique. I want you to try that. And if you do, I have a special private group, Ink and Inspiration Stampers. If you're not on that group, you need to request membership and share your Wink of Stella no-line watercoloring with us. Okay, and then I'll save this, and I'll probably make another card just like this because I love this fold. I love how it shows off these two pieces of paper. Thank you, Susan. And you could put another piece of designer paper here, but I decided to leave it off. Okay, all right. Okay, hang in there with me. I'm going to get set up for the other card. And for this one, I'm using Favored Flowers. And I know y'all have seen that. Gorgeous paper. But before we switch, let me show you this. While we're still on this paper. This is that panel down the center. Oh, Connie, you're going to love it. And so I decided to go with this starry sky base with this print that was in the paper. I used Mossy Meadow, 2 thin strips of Mossy Meadow down the edge, and then I'm going to stamp a sentiment and put it right across here, okay, with this banner. Okay, so that's one idea. This makes, you can make a stack of cards so easily like that. I'll show you one more card here I've made with the same stamped watercolor. Okay, I used just a panel of that paper behind it. It's on a basic white base. I backed the layers, well, the back layers or Mossy Meadow, and then I embossed Sending Happy Thoughts. This is from one of the Celebration stamp sets, and that's on Rich Razzleberry. Okay, so that's just another look for this same watercolored, no-line watercolor image. Okay, just another look. All right, and then I have this one that I need to finish. I haven't finished this card yet. I did this stamp set. This stamp, it's got more flowers, so I used more colors, which is why I had all those different inks on that palette. And so it's got the Mossy Meadow, Starry Sky, the Curry, the Razzleberry, and right here I have Freesia, fresh Freesia, in that Wink of Stella color. So see, just all kinds of things you can do with it. Okay. All right. Let me get this out of the way and get my other box. Okay. So I'm going to be using Blackberry Bliss ink for this and a happy birthday stamps from the, what's the stamp set that was carried over from the last year's catalog, Peaceful Moments. Okay, I'm using this stamp set for our sentiments. So let's get started here. First of all, I'm going to show you the paper in here. Right here. Woo, Favored Flowers. I love these paper flowers. I haven't tried that yet. Those are just circles, I think. Yep. Or it looks like these are stamped images that are cut. But look at all these ideas. You could make all of these cards with this paper. Beautiful paper. Gorgeous. And we're not using, there's a coordinating stamp set in the mini catalog, but I'm not using that. I don't have that particular one. I just wanted to try with just the paper. So let me find it though. I should have this already. Okay, it's on page 21. This one. This is the stamp set that coordinates with that paper. Okay, it's called the Fragrant Flowers Bundle. They're tongue twisters. Okay, Fragrant Flowers Bundle, and then the dies, and then these stamp sets. These are great sentiments here. Those big hello and thanks. Okay, let's get going. Okay, I'm going to show you the different patterns in this paper. Oh, beautiful. There's one. And then here's the back with Mossy Meadow again. And then this one, blackberry and freesia. And then a blackberry print. Look at these. Gorgeous. And then the print on the back. I love the back sides too because they're so basic. Gorgeous paper. Petal pink background. And then this one, which I'm going to be using one of these today, cutting out from that. Oh, and the back, freesia back. And then this one. And then there's the back of it. Beautiful papers. Oh, you must have them for your crafting. Okay, so you can see where I've already cut out of this. So I have a piece of basic white, 4 by 5 1/4. All right. And I am going to cut some of these images out to use on that. And I'm going to be quick with it. So I'm going to cut this pair out first. And you can get as close as you can to the flower and the leaves. And the background is basic black, which I think makes it nice. I love that black background. So we're going to color with this. Does anyone know what flower this is? I should, but I mean, not that I should. I am not good with plants and flowering plants at all. I do not have a green thumb. Give me stamps, ink, and paper. I can go all day, but my mom had the green thumb. She would baby her plants and her rose bushes. Not me. That's what Jackie says, well, you got another plant. I wonder how long that one's going to live. Okay, I'm going to cut out this edge right here. And I'm going to cut out probably more than I actually need, but that's part of the fun of it. And I'm not doing the little buds. I'm just leaving those there. I'm not, get over here where you can see what I'm doing. So anyway, but does anybody know what flower that is? Okay, let's see. I want to do one of these. And you can use the very edge like I did here. Don't discount the edge of the paper, okay? You can use that for this type of technique, which we're making our own background with these florals. Jackie went to the Senior Citizen Center to eat. Of course, we qualify to go, but we started going when my mom and dad were both still living. We would go with them to the seniors, and those people and their stories are a blessing. And so Jackie and I, we met all those people and developed these relationships with them. And so we still go. I go on Fridays usually when we're here in Texas. And they are the sweetest. And just, it's a blessing, really. And we love spending time with them. And Jackie goes, they work on Jackie loves jigsaw puzzles. So they always have a puzzle going. I think they can go starting at 9 every day. And they play games like bingo and Pokino and stuff, and they have like fun little snack prizes or, stuff they can use in their homes. And Jackie loves to go. And there were some ladies that, a group of 4 that would play dominoes, and they were good. And Jackie's good. He's good at all those games. And he would play, but God rest their souls. most of them have passed on just in the last year. We've lost quite a few, including Dad. But it makes us feel good to go, and they always fondly remember him and Mom, and so it's good to be around them. We enjoy doing that. So, okay, I think this is the last one I'm going to cut. Let's see, I need at least, and then I'll start playing with it on the cardstock. Okay. All right, let's get these pieces out of the way, and if I need another one, I'll see where I can cut some out. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I get it usually at least 4 pieces here. And this I'm going to use for something else. I'll show you that in a minute. Oh, I need another one. Sorry. I'll cut this out real quick. So I decorate the inside too with those 2 thinner pieces. These are really easy to cut out, y'all. As you can see, normally it would take me a super long time to fussy cut all of these, but that black background helps. Okay, now let's see. Here we go. Here we go. So now I know I want a space in the center for a sentiment. Okay, so I'm going to start playing with this and seeing. This might go quicker than I thought. I think I'm going to do this. So you get this. Okay, so see, I have a space here. Okay, so we're going to kind of do this, and I don't want it to look awkward, so I want part of the leaves on there. So I'm going to turn this like this, so all of that leaf can be there. Okay, and then like this, maybe like that, and like that. You see how I'm positioning? So I'm going to go with it. I'm going to kind of balance that out a bit. I think that'll be okay. And they don't have to exactly be the 4 corners. You know, it can be a little different. Let's see, I think I might want to do this. It's like I'm thinking, y'all, because I don't want to glue it and then say, oh, I should have done this. Okay. I'm going to go with it. I think it's going to look okay. So I know I just need glue around here. So I'm going to put that down, and if I need to add some more glue, I will. The thing is to get enough glue on, but don't get it where you're going to be cutting through it. You know what I mean? I think so. You can't mess it up. It's just some ways look better than others, you know? I'm going to go for it. Okay, so I have that. Then I'm going to flip this over. I did pretty good on my gluing. And I'm going to trim it off straight. Yes, Pam, I agree. And you know, we have that marigold stamp set, but I don't know. They are a real densely petaled flower. That's okay. I think I liked my sample better, but this will work. So you see, you just slide your scissors along the edge here. Okay. I've only made one card with this, but I have ideas for several more. So you see that? I mean, it's pretty, right? Okay. I took a little more time with my one last night, but this is still pretty. I probably could have cut that a little smoother around the edges, but it'll work. And then this is going to be for the inside of my card. Good morning, Patty. Yeah, I bet you it is cold and snowy. Cold and blustery. Connie, y'all still have snow on the ground? There's snow at our cabin in Missouri still. I can check it on our Ring cameras and see the snow. Okay, so I'm going to do that for the inside. So see, this was the very edge of the paper with just a little bit of the flower showing. But it's great for this, something like this. 6 inches. Okay. I think that's about what we got there in Missouri. That's very unusual. That's a lot of snow for there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do my stamping. And on the outside, I'm going to say, wishing you every happiness this special day would bring. Now, I know that I need birthday cards. Okay, I know that I need birthday cards, so I'm going to go ahead and make these birthdays. Okay, and this is Blackberry Bliss. Okay, and I'm going to do a practice stamp here. Yep. Okay, and then for the inside, I'm going to put happy birthday. Okay, I'm still here. I'm hoping some of y'all are still here. It just went, I lost connection, just crazy. I don't know. So I had to restart it. And now I'm trying to get my phone back where I can show you when I'm finished my project. Thank y'all for hanging in there with me. I see there's some of you still here. Okay, so now I need to flip. Let me see. Oh, it was on Facebook. Okay. All right, let me see. I'm still trying to. Oh, Enter Studio. Okay, so let me get this right here. Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay, here I am back. All right, I'm almost finished. That was very strange. I don't know what happened. Thanks for sticking with me if you did, though. I know I lost some people, but that's okay. Okay, now I'm going to put happy birthday right here. Then I've got a 4¼ by 11. Let's do this. I've got a 4¼ by 11 piece of Blackberry Bliss and a 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 of basic black to tie in that with that black. And so I'm going to layer this here, and then that's going to go over top. Doesn't that make a smart looking card? I mean, and just with cutting out the flowers, y'all, and putting a sentiment. So even if you don't get that stamp set, if there's something else you're wanting, you need to get this paper and the other one if you don't have it. I know some of you have ordered and gotten several packs of the paper. And I'm telling you, that was smart. I only got 1 pack of this paper, and I've got several of that Dainty Flowers. Okay, I'm going to center that here. It's just a thin layer of black there. Thank you. And then let's take the inside. And Pam, I got your card yesterday. Thank you so much. I'm going to do sometime when I get all my cards together that I've been getting in the mail, I'm going to do a video just showing everybody's work off. Okay, so there's that. Okay. And then for this one, I decided to continue bringing in the black. And I'm going to put 3 of these matte black dots on here. 1 large one in the middle and 2, 1 on either side. I tried scattering these and I did not like how it looked. Like 2 here, 1 here. It just didn't do. This was much better. Okay, so let me get this out of the way, and I'm going to show you the first card that I made, and so you could compare. So see, it just, you know, this one, I really like how I did. I think this, I cut this from the sides of the paper. You know, it was like the edge, but I used all those, so you can make your own straight edge like I did. But I like it. I like this one. I think I love how these 2 flowers are showing, most of the flowers. Okay, so there's that with the Favored Flowers paper. And then let me get my fun fold in here. Let's get this out of the way. Okay, our fun fold with our no-line watercoloring. Okay, who's going to try this technique? I want to see it when you do it, okay? All right, let me get back over here. So thank you for staying with me, even though it just, I don't know what happened, but I was able to get back rather quickly. So thank you for hanging in there with me. I appreciate that. Normally, when I go out, if I ever go out like that, you can know that I'm going to try to come back as quick as I can. Okay. And it's usually just a tech issue for something. Thank you, Vicki. So anyway, I hope you will give that a try. Remember that I'm still offering the $10 gift certificates for each $100 order. And I'll send it to you in the mail, and then you can redeem it in March. Thank you, Pam. Thank you so much. You have a great weekend too. So if I can help you with anything, let me know. And let's see, next week, let me check my calendar. There's something about next week. Just a second. Here we go. What's today? Today's the 26th. Okay, so I have my yearly screening that we all us women should do. You know what I'm talking about? I have that next Thursday. So I may do my live a little later on Thursday. Okay, it may be after lunch because I'm there 9:30, 10. It's a little drive away, so um, let's say I'll probably do it maybe 1 Central Time if I make it back in time. I'm gonna look at it and see and talk to Jackie and see what he thinks. But I'm gonna try to do it Thursday, but the time may be later because of my yearly exam. So, okay, all right, okay. Thank you all, and I'll post it on my in my stampers group, and I try to post it my schedule for the week so you'll know when to tune in. Okay, y'all have a great day and happy crafting. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.